Okay, Ron. 105.1 TMC Strobe Lights, Mandawi Nights, together with the cookies ang ato ang tak na karon. 30 minutos ng bilabay sa alas 9. Here are the latest headlines in the national broadsheets
And
and
also
also
in
in
Sunstar. Okay, let's start with our local news headlines to Sunstar Cebu. I'm actually reading off a copy of their digital copy of Sunstar Cebu. You can go grab one. I'll tell you later on how. Ang atong headlines karong buntaga sa Sunstar, condo owners to get their own meters. Okay, electricity at Corinthian residences restored Tuesday afternoon, Feb 25. Itong niaging adlaw, hapon lang. After power disruptions hit three condominium buildings in Cebu City, VECO has agreed to install individual meters for unit owners. So magtagsa-tagsa ni sila ka metros. This agreement was reached following a meeting with Mayor Raymond Alvin Garcia at City Hall last Tuesday. Kagahapon lang ni. Mayor Garcia met with the VECO's legal affairs team to address the concerns of homeowners from Grand San Marino residences, Corinthian residences, and Royal Garden residences affected by the power disconnection. Putla ni sila Corinthi eh. Sus, grabe ha. The mayor was, or rather has warned the condominium buildings developer Land Traders World Properties Corp to address the residents' complaints about power disconnections and mismanagement. More than 10 homeowners from Grand San Marino and Corinthian residences attended the meeting alongside the legal counselor of Land Traders. No homeowners from Royal Garden residences were present. VECO, revenue management headed by Juan Miguel Exaltacion, said they all will first assess the metering system in the buildings before implementing individual meters. While the process is ongoing, VECO will provide the assistance to homeowners applying for individual metering. O kanang latest headlines sa Sunstar Cebu. Go grab a copy of Sunstar if you want to know more information about that particular news item and other local news items. Right now, let's go to the national headlines. Okay, from GMA News, Maharlika to provide a $76.4 million worth of bridge loan to Makilala Mining Company. And 281.5 million pesos in deposit insurance claim paid in 2024, assess PDIC, and approved investments hit an all-time high of 1.9 trillion in 2024. Last year, according to the BOI, or the Bureau of Investments, dagana sa natay national or overall investments of 1.9 trillion pesos. DOTR to construct dedicated bridgeways for EDSA busway stations, according to Dizon. PCO to support bills versus fake news. The DOTR vows to address operators, drivers' issues amid PUV modernization. And according to the BARMM, turns over 50 housing units in Maguindanao del Sur. And the UN Food Agency assures top priority status for Philippines amid U.S. aid freeze. And Ukraine needs about 524 billion US dollars to recover and rebuild after 3 years of war, according to the World Bank. Mukha na headlines sa GMA News. Sa ABS-CBN, Sandigan Bayan dismisses Coco Life petition, orders return of over 255 million pesos shares to government. Transport Chief Dizon eyes upgrades to EDSA busways' new loading platforms. Students walk out of classes for EDSA 39. And PAGCOR warns public some alleged scammers pose as top executives to deceive businesses. According to Marcos Jr., currently evaluating members of his cabinet, the palace said. And Supreme Court asks the Senate and House leaders to comment on VP Sara's petition versus impeachment case. The PNP records 40 kidnapping cases, mostly linked to underground gambling. and cyber fraud. And PLA Navy's coercive actions decrease as Philippines conducts joint exercises with partner nations in West Philippine Seas, according to the AFP. And the Philippine eyes US and South Korea, Turkey to double revenue from local halal industry. Mo ka na headlines sa ABS-CBN News. Inquirer.net, according to the PNP, over 51,000 cops deployed for EDSA revolt anniversary activities, and Trillanes submits more evidence versus Representative Duterte others in 6.4 billion pesos Shabu case. And Senate can wrap up the Sara impeachment trial in 3 months, according to Escudero. And according to the palace, awkward for Marcos to call for session on Duterte impeachment. According to Malacanang, public still free to commemorate EDSA People Power. And Escudero says DOTR to suspend PUV modernization pending review. According to the Philippine Navy, the AFP won't be coercive amid China chopper incident. And the Philippine hopes for more U.S. military aid despite global aid freeze, according to Romualdez. And thousands gather outside the Vatican to pray for Pope Francis' health. Medyo in critical condition man ni si Pope Francis. Mo ka ng headlines sa Inquirer.net. Let's go to the Philippine News Agency, DOST. Maximize use of forest products in fight versus dengue. And President Bongbong Marcos sees semiconductor industry growth with skilled Filipinos. 0 crimes logged during the Panagbenga Grand Parades, Baguio Police, according to Baguio Police. And 5 kabuk nabbed for eavesdropping on NCR military police sites. And PNP vows stiff crackdown versus covered pogo hubs. And according to the COMELEC, preps for midterm polls in Bicol is on track. 1.4 thousand Antique teachers to serve in midterm elections. And the University of Antique Malls Medicine Program, Mag-Sur Town officials, citizens yield 13 loose guns to the army. And the latest headlines sa Manila Bulletin, Malabon LGU urges residents to use 4S strategy in fighting against dengue. And San Juan City Government expands 33 per kilo NFA rice sale. And PhilHealth's zero budget in 2025 challenged before the Supreme Court. And according to Tolentino, compensation for affected fisherfolk of MT Terranova oil spill at hand. And peasant women mark EDSA anniversary with protest against Marcos and Duterte. And Palace, no cabinet revamp for now, but we have to wait and see. According to Malakas, Tiangco gauges campaign trail reception of Alianza. And Army warns group behind cyber intrusion, we know who you are. And Philippines working on education health aid from U.S. apart from security assistance. Mo ka ng latest headlines sa Manila Bulletin. Sa Manila Times, according to the Catholic Church, do not forget a horrors, monumental thievery of martial law. And Marcos calls for a special session for Sara impeachment trial, says it's awkward. A Supreme Court asks Senate and the House to comment on Sara petition to nullify impeachment complaint. And Tolentino asked to act on Sara impeach complaint as Escudero passes the buck. Negros LGUs losing funds to feed Canlaon evacuees, and Rama still seeking legal remedies. Palace skewers Duterte on gold, and Recto unworried over U.S. digital taxes probe. Chinese fishing vessels used North Korean cruise in breach of U.S. bans, a report says. Those are the latest headlines sa atong mga national broadsheets, national newspapers. Here's the latest weather report. According to Pagasa, shear line affecting the eastern section of the Visayas, northeast monsoon affecting Luzon, forecast weather conditions, eastern Visayas area, northern Mindanao and Caraga. Weather conditions are cloudy skies with scattered rain showers and isolated thunderstorms caused by shear line impacts and a possible flash floods or landslides due to moderate to at times heavy rain. So bantay kita diri sa especially sa Busay area. And the rest of the Visayas and Mindanao weather conditions, cloudy skies with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms caused by easterlies, not sure what that means, impacts, possible flash floods or landslides due to moderate to at times heavy rains. Ang atong headlines, or rather weather headlines in Metro Manila and the rest of Luzon. Weather condition partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated light rains caused by northeast monsoon. Impacts no significant impact. So those are the latest local, national, and weather news headlines right here on 105.1 TMC. Kamo diha? Okay ra mo? Kumbati ra mo diha? Let me know. Text me what is going on in your neck of the woods. Sa inyong dapit, 0962-746-3537. Kung na mo yung mga butang diha ang ganahan mo og naay gamayng pagtagad. Pasabta lang ko, sulti lang ko, text lang ko. 0962-746-3537. Look for me. My name is Jiggy Juice. And you're listening to Top of the Morning here on 105.1 TMC. Ayaw magkalimot.